Hello and welcome to my first ever narrated planespotting video. I got this idea of a brand new style of planespotting videos, so I decided to give this new concept a shot. Hope you enjoy this. This is Trondheim Airport narrated planespotting. This SAS A320neo took me here from Oslo, and now it is ready to return back there. By the way, if you're wondering why I put music in the background, well, that's because I was shooting these clips from the terminal building. You could hear little to no aircraft sounds, which is unfortunate, and there were people occasionally talking in the background and other various terminal sounds, so I decided to cheer up the atmosphere a little bit with some music. This is an almost 9-year-old KLM CityHopper Embraer E175 arriving from Amsterdam. KLM CityHopper is the largest operator of the Embraer E-Jet series in Europe. As of recent years, its fleet includes a substantial number of Embraer E175, E190 and E2 aircraft, making it a major regional connector across Europe. This Wideroe E2 is taking off and heading all the way up to Harstad in northern Norway. Behind this SAS Embraer is a Norwegian 737-800, which is also heading to Oslo. Norwegian Air Shuttle features approximately 60 aircraft adorned with special liveries, primarily through its Tail Fin Heroes program. This initiative celebrates notable historical figures by displaying their portraits on the aircraft's tail. These individuals hail from various countries, including Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, the United Kingdom, United States, Ireland, Italy, France, and Spain. Oh, would you look at that? Yes, that is a Q100, registered as Lima November Whiskey India Golf. This plane has a very respectful age of 31 years and it's been flying for Wideroe since 1994. And here is another one. This one features the new livery because it joined Wideroe's fleet quite recently, in March 2024. Previously it used to fly in Japan since 1997. Here we have the Q100's bigger brother, the Q400 of course, taking off to Ålesund. This airframe is 12 years old and before joining Wideroe it flew for Air Baltic. Lima November Whiskey Delta Oscar, another Q400 of Wideroe, taxiing the runway for takeoff. Its age is 15 years and it is heading to Bergen. Wideroe is a Norwegian regional airline and is by far the largest operator of the Dash 8 family of aircraft in Europe, with a fleet of more than 40 airframes. Some other notable operators of the type in Europe are Luxair, Sky Alps or Croatia Airlines. The Dash 8 Q400 has a unique spoiler system. You can see the spoilers are extended, but why when it is about to take off? Well, in most airplanes with a sophisticated spoiler systems, there is a specific spoiler control lever that can be used to extend the spoiler manually and to arm them for takeoff and landings, so that they can come up and assist in braking when certain conditions are met. However, in the Q400 and in the Dash 8 Q100s, the system is a little bit different. Even though it has ground spoilers, the Q400 cockpit is not equipped with a spoiler control lever. The only spoiler-related equipment in the aircraft is a switch labeled Flight/Taxi. The Flight/Taxi switch can be either placed in the flight position or the taxi position by the pilot. The general rule is that the pilots put the switch to the flight position before takeoff. When it is in the flight position and if the power lever is at or below flight idle plus 12 degrees, which is something that can happen during taxi, the spoilers extend as the aircraft is already detected on the ground by the proximity sensors. The spoilers extend because the airplane thinks it has landed, and as the pilots push the throttles beyond flight idle plus 12 degrees to set the takeoff power, the logic mentioned above breaks and the spoilers simply get retracted. It is a sort of a goofy system, but it works well. The KLM CityHopper, which previously landed, is now taking off back to Amsterdam. Scandinavian Airlines Embraer E195 is finally being pushed back after a slight delay. This 17.5-year-old plane is also heading to Bergen. Bergen is one of the busiest destinations from Trondheim. The number one spot though is taken by Oslo Gardermoen Airport. This Q400 featuring Wideroe's old livery just arrived from Oslo Sandefjord Airport. Here we have the Q100 again, taxiing for takeoff. Its destination is Mo I Rana, a smaller town in Norway located just below the Arctic Circle, with a population of around 19,000 people. Thanks to these very small versatile planes, Wideroe can fly even to the most remote locations in Norway and connect them with larger cities. Guess from which city this 4-year-old Airbus A320neo of SAS just arrived. Yeah, it wasn't that hard of a guess, of course it arrived from Oslo. Here is a montage of more Wideroe planes. here is yet another SAS A320neo arriving from Oslo. Finally, a different SAS plane. This is a CRJ900 registered as Echo Charlie Golf Echo Alpha. The plane belongs to CityJet registered in Ireland, but it is currently operated by Scandinavian Airlines. By the way, it arrived from Stockholm and its age is 16 years. Yes, there is another Norwegian arriving from Oslo. The CRJ was originally developed from a business jet, specifically the Challenger 600. Bombardier just stretched the Challenger's fuselage, added more powerful engines and strengthened the airframe to create the CRJ 100, the first in what would become one of the most successful regional jet families ever. This clever reuse of an existing design allowed Bombardier to bring the CRJ to market quickly and economically, helping airlines transition from turboprops to faster, jet-powered regional aircraft in the 1990s and early 2000s. Lima November India Lima Sierra, yet another Q100 which can be seen landing from Brønnøysund. Close-up of a beautiful SAS A320neo taxiing for takeoff and returning back to his base in Oslo. Scandinavian Airlines has a solid fleet of 40 Airbus A320neos. In the past, their fleet was dominated by the 737 family alongside a few A319s, 320s and 321s. Despite still having 5 A320ceos and 4 A319s, their fleet isn't that diverse anymore. Their 737s and A321s are completely retired, by the way. Now, alongside the A320 family, they currently also operate the before-mentioned CRJ, the Embraer, some ATRs, and from long-haul fleet, the A321neo LR, A330 and A350. This SAS E195 arrived from Stavanger and the Q400 in the background is landing from Bodo. This 7-year-old Embraer E190 E2 of Wideroe, registered as Lima November Whiskey Echo Charlie, will take me to Bergen later today. So if you like aviation and you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the tripreport video when it comes out. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts on this video format in the comments below. I am really looking forward to your opinions on this and I really hope that you also learned something new from this video. Here is a bunch of dashes at the end. Thanks again, FJ out.